Srimad Bhagavatam ki. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So, welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class. So, this week we are celebrating the World Holy Name Festival. So, as part of this festival celebrations, from yesterday Monday to Friday, every day we will be having Bhagavatam classes on specific to the holy name, glorifying the holy name or chanting how to chant, what is the benefit of chanting, all those things we discuss through the various Bhagavatam verses. So today, we will be reciting the words from Canto 6, Chapter 3, Text 32. Let me open here. So the canto name Canto 6 prescribed duties for mankind, and the chapter 3 is Yamaraja instruct his messengers, and the text 32. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, please repeat with me. Shrunvatam grinatam viryani uddamani harir muhu yata sujataya bhaktya suddeyannatma vratadibhi. Shrunvatam grinatam viryani uddamani harir muhu yata sujataya bhaktya Suddeyannatma vratadibhi. Shrunvatam grinatam viryani uddamani harir muhu yata sujataya bhaktya suddeyannatma vratadibhi. So, what meaning? Please repeat. Prabhuji, can you want to recite the word? Shunvatam grinatam viryani uddamani harir muhu yata sujataya bhaktya shuddhenatma vratadibhi. Mataji, you want to try? Viryani. Shrunvatam grinatam viryani uddamani harir muhu yata sujataya bhaktya shuddheyanatma vratadibhi. So the word to word meaning. Shrunvatam, of those hearing, grinatam, and chanting, viryani, the wonderful activities, uddamani, able to counteract sin, Hare, of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Muhu, always, Yatha, as, Sujataya, easily brought forth, Bhaktya, by devotional service, Shuddhayet, may be purified, Na, not, Atma, the heart and soul, Vratadibi, by performing ritualistic ceremonies. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Please repeat with me. One who constantly hears and chants the holy name of the Lord and hears and chants about his activities can very easily attain the platform of pure devotional service, which can cleanse the dirt from one's heart. One cannot achieve such purification merely by observing vows and performing Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Purport. So, one may very easily practice chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord and thus become ecstatic in spiritual life. Padma Purana states, Nama Paradaya Yuktanam Namani Eva Haranti I Agam Avishanti Prayuktani Tam Evarta Karani Cha. Even if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offensively, one can avoid offenses by continuously chanting without deviation. One who becomes accustomed to this practice will always remain in pure transcendental position. Untouchable by sinful reactions, Sukadeva Goswami especially requested King Parikshit to note this fact very carefully. There is no profit, however, in executing the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. By performing such activities, one may go to higher planetary systems. But as stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:21, Kshine Punya Mrityu Loka Vishanti. When the period of one's enjoyment in the heavenly planets is terminated because of the limited extent of the results of one's pious activities, one must return to earth. Thus, there is no use in endeavoring to travel up and down in the universe. It's better to chant the holy name of the Lord so that one may become fully purified and eligible to return home, back to Godhead. That is the aim of life and that is the perfection of life. Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhya Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Runda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna. So, As I mentioned earlier, we are not reading the regular verses from the third canto, but today, as part of the World Holy Name Festival, we are reciting the words from Canto 6th, chapter 3, and the text 32. So, first we'll try to briefly understand the verse, and then we'll try to see the context. Since it is not a regular verse, so it's better to understand the context of this verse as well. But before that, we try to just briefly understand the verse. So if you see the words, Shunvatam means hearing, and Grinatam is chanting, Viryani, the wonderful activities. So Shunvatam, Grinatam, Viryani, about whom? Harer, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we have to chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord, and hearing the holy name of the Supreme Lord, and hearing the wonderful pastimes of Supreme Lord. When we hear this, what will happen? Udamani, able to counteract sin. So when we do all these things, all our sins will be wiped out. And in contrast, in the last line of the verse, it's saying, Vratadibi, by performing various ritualistic ceremonies, what will happen? Na Atma Shuddhayan. So Atma will not be purified. Atma will not be purified means your sins will not. Atma will be purified if your sins are all wiped out. When you are in the transcendental devotional platform, you will be. But when you do the ritualistic ceremonies as per Vedic injunctions, you will not be able to remove all those sins. So this is what the clearly telling the power of the holy name. If your holy name is like very powerful, it's very crystal clear. Like if you see, in our material world, for our day-to-day security point of view, we take so many insurances, life insurance, car insurance, building insurance, whatnot. Many insurances we see, assuming that if something goes wrong, insurance will help us to get some benefits. But they will have so many terms and conditions, like pages, before you sign your insurance, they will put so many conditions. And when the time comes, when you have to claim the money for some damage happened to your house or vehicle, you will see, they will ask you to pay the excess fee first, and then they will see how much they will calculate all the things based on the terms and conditions. You will get something. Some cases you will get more money, sometimes you will get less money. So these terms and conditions will decide what benefit you. But the holy name is not like that. It's very clear, no terms and conditions. If you chant holy name, you will get the benefit. So like example we can see is like the fire is there. Fire, whether you touch knowingly or unknowingly, hand will be burnt. So you will have a pain. Similarly, poison, whether you know or you don't know, if you use it, if you take it, you will die. So same way, Harinam is there. Whether you do knowingly or unknowingly you chant, whether you offensively, if you do, it's recommended without offense we have to do, but in the initial stages we may commit offenses, but as you progress you will have a offenseless chanting. So then you will have the benefits of this holy name. Now in the fourth line of Ratadibi it is mentioned, right? Various performing ritualistic ceremonies. So like in Vedas we have different sections. One such section is Karmakanda section, where it mentions if you want to achieve some material gain, you have to perform particular yajna, or you have to perform some vratas, right? Like to get a good job, do so and so thing. To go to heavenly planets, do something, yajna, and to get good money, you do something. So various injunctions, or do some sacrifice, charity, to do all this. So when you do all these good activities or pious activities, in your credit some pious things will be deposited. So when you leave your body, what will happen? You, based on your pious credits, you will go back to the relevant heavenly planet, like Indraloka, so heaven, so or any other higher planets. But what will happen? This is not permanent. This is complete material universe is temporary, and very higher on the top we have heavenly planets, in the middle earth, and in the bottom we have hellish planets. So these are this material universe is temporary. It is not permanent. So when you go to this heavenly planet by doing some charity and some other pious activities or some other scriptural injunctions, what happens? You You go there and you will enjoy the heavenly planets. But after some time, when this credit is finished, you whatever deposited in your payas account, if everything is done, you have to come back to the material world. But in contrast, holy name, when you chant the holy name, all your sins will be wiped out and you will be going back to Godhead, to Vaikuntha or Goloka, and you will be staying eternally. There is no chance to come back again. So that is the difference between the karmaka vritadibi, means the ritualistic activities prescribed in the Vedas, as well as when we compare with the chanting of the holy name, that is the difference. So then people may ask, some people at the neophyte stage, people may ask, okay, if I do the Vedas recommending this karma kandi section regarding charity, if I do some charity, I will get some good things. So when people may ask, okay, chanting the holy name and charity, so instead of doing charity, you are asking me to do the holy name, in what way it is? Because if the charity, if I do, people will get benefited, right? So that kind of question people may ask, then try to compete. Why we have to do chanting? We do some, instead of doing charity, why we have to do chanting? That kind of questions may come. Then how we can understand this, right? So when you, without chanting, if you do simply charity, you will get some pious things and you will have some time in the heavenly planet. But when you chant your holy name, when you hear the holy name, when you hear the past tense of Krishna, as we discussed, you will be in a pure conditioned state. When pure state, pure transcendental state. But when you are in the pure transcendental state, when you do charity, you will not look for pride. You will not look for your name, fame, right? So in the transcendental same, what you will think, okay, Krishna is using me as an instrument to help someone, right? So it's not me, I am doing the charity. I am not helping. In the normal condition, material state, you think that, okay, I am helping someone, I am giving someone. But when you do chant, when you in pure transcendental state, when your all sins are wiped out, with the power of holy name, what you think? Everything is Krishna. You keep Krishna in the center. Krishna is helping, asking you to do this charity. Krishna is asking you to do this help to someone. So when you do that, everything will be devotional. Everything is a transcendental. So you don't need to stop charity, but your consciousness will change when you are in the path of chanting the holy name, hearing the holy name. When you do chanting and when you do these things, you will be in a transcendental state, and that activity will become devotional. It will not take you to the heavenly planets, but it will help you to go back to eternal abode of Supreme Lord, Goloka or Vaikuntha. So that is the brief summary of this verse. But now we need to try to understand the context of this verse. See, because we directly jumped into the sixth canto, third chapter, right? So, who is speaking this verse? To whom this was spoken? And what is the reason behind speaking this verse? Now, this verse was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. We all know Parikshit Maharaj was sitting in the Ganges of bank of Ganges river, and then was listening the Srimad Bhagavatam. And Sukadeva Goswami was narrating this story. But why he is narrating? So in the beginning, if you see, while he was narrating the Ajamila pastimes, this verse was coming. If we go back, Ajamila was a nice Brahmana initially. He was doing all Brahmanic. He's not a devotee, but he's a Brahmin. Means he's following all Vedic injunctions. He's following all the rituals, everything as per the prescribed duties, whatever is prescribed duties for Brahmana, he was performing, and he was a nice Brahmana. But one day he saw the activity where one person is associating with a prostitute, and as a result he felt his consciousness disturbed and he fell down. Now after that he started breaking all the regulative principles, what we call intoxication, illicit association, all the things, stealing the things, everything. He's breaking all the regulative principles. Then he started living with a prostitute, and then after some time he became old, but at the time he got also blessed with a child, boy, and by will of God's arrangement they named him as a Narayan. And then he became old, the Ajamil became old, and he was on deathbed, and Yamadutas came, because since he did all very sinful activities. So as a result, Yamadutas were coming to take him back to the Yamaloka and to give punishment. Now, and by seeing this Yamadutas, Ajamil was having fearful state, and he was calling his son Narayan. His son was named Narayan, right? So he was calling his son Narayan. And then what happened? The Vishnudutas came. By hearing this word Narayan, Vishnudutas came to save Ajamil. Then the Yamaduta, there was an argument happened between Yamadutas and Vishnudutas. We'll not go in detail, but finally what happened? Yamadutas went back. Finally Vishnudutas won the argument, and they said, he chanted the holy name, that's it. So you cannot take him back to Yamaloka. See, that is the potency of the holy name. Though he is trying to call his son Narayan, but the Vishnu, by hearing this Narayan word, Vishnudutas came and saved from his Yamadutas. So that is the power. Now after this incident, the Yamadutas went back to Yamaraj, their Yamaraj, and they told, some other authorities came and they denied our request, and they stopped taking Ajamil, bringing back to this. Though Ajamila was a sinful person, we are not allowed to take him back to the Yamaloka. So then Yamaraj started giving instructions. So in the continuing, when Shukadeva Goswami was explaining what all the things Yamaraj was telling, instructing to his servants, under the same sequence, Shukadeva Goswami was telling this verse. Because since Ajamila chanted the holy name, so his Yamaraja started giving the importance of holy name, the power of holy name to Yamadutas. And the same thing Sukadeva Goswami was narrating to Parikshit Maharaj. So before going further, I thought I would take few more translations. I will not recite the verses from this chapter. They are very, very, very important considering in relation to the chanting the holy name. So in the verse 22, this is 32, right? In the 22 words, Yamaraj was saying, devotional service is beginning with chanting the holy name. So Yamaraj was giving the instructions to Yamaduta, saying that actual devotional service starts with chanting the holy name, and it is the ultimate religious principle for all the human beings in this material world. This is the main dharma of all the living entities. This is what Yamaraj was saying. And the next, another verse, 27, he was saying, those who surrender to Supreme Lord, who constantly remember Vishnu, though for those, even demigods will glorify them. And Vishnu, with a Shankha Chakra, he'll always protect them. And he's in the Yamaraj, then in that, continuing this word, he's saying, Yamaraj is saying, Yamadutas, if you approach them, you will be killed by those Shankha Chakra. So that is what Yamaraja was saying to Yamsadunda. What he is saying, those devotees who are constantly, who are surrendered to lotus feet of Supreme Lord Vishnu or Krishna, and who are chanting the holy name constantly, and they will be glorified by demigods. And if you Yamadutas approach him to bring him back to the Yamaloka, the Yamadutas will be killed by the Shankha and Chakra of Vishnu. That's how the Lord is protecting those who are chanting the holy name. And not only that, now these two benefits we heard, like other side, suppose Yamaraj also told Yamadutas whom you have to bring, because if everybody is chanting, you cannot bring anyone, right? Then whom he has to bring? There also we can see understand the importance of holy name. Those who don't chant the holy name with their tongue, you have to bring them back. And not only that, and who don't remember Krishna, and who don't bow down in front of deity Vishnu or Krishna, and who don't do any service to Vishnu, you bring all of these candidates. So, chanting the holy name, having such a potency. If you do keep chanting the holy name, Yamadutas will never come touch you. That is the assurance Yamaraj is giving. Now, we can ask, what is in a normal sense, Yamaraj is only, we know that Yamaraj will give always punishment to the people, and he will take back to all the people who did sinful activities, he will bring them back to Yamaloka and he will give punishment. But now, what is the authority? How we can believe that these Yamaraj words are, why we have to believe these Yamaraj words? What is the authority he has? Based on why we have to believe this. So the reason is, in the same canon chapter, it was mentioned one verse. Swayambhu Narada Shambho Kumara Kapilo Manu Prahalado Janako Bhishmo Bali Vayasakim Vayam, and one more verse is there. But these are all Swayambhu means Brahma, and Narada, Shambhu means Lord Shiva, and Kumara, 4 Kumaras, Kapila, the son of Kardamamuni and Devahuti Kapila, and Manu, Swayambhu Manu, and Prahalad Maharaj, Janaka, and Bhishma, Bali Maharaj, Sukadeva Goswami, and Vayam means me. So all these are called Mahajans. There are 12 Mahajans. What is the importance of these Mahajans? They strictly follow all the transcendental religious principles, which are mentioned. It's a Bhagavad Dharma. It's not a material Dharma which is specific to material platform. It's under transcendental platform. What is the Bhagavad Dharma? They know what is the ultimate purpose of the humankind, what kind of activities we have to do, and what would be the ultimate benefit. Not they know all these things and they followed in their life. That's why Mahajano ye gatanu sapanta, right? So the Mahajan's footpath we have to follow. They understand the ultimate benefit of this transcendental principles, and they followed it, and so they are saying that with their realization they are telling these words, power of effect of chanting the holy name. So that's why we have to, Yamaraj is telling means is authorized, bona fide, one of the Mahajans. So that's why we are here, we have to believe his words. Now the next one, in the translation it was mentioned cleansing the heart, the dirt accumulated in the heart. Now this one is triggering to the connecting to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Shikshastakam. Right? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? 8 verses. Astakam means 8. The verses. This is the only composition Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly wrote. Remaining all the literatures, he was instructed to Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, and other close intimate associates. So they have written based on the instructions received from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They have written all this literature. But the Sikshastakam was composed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In various instances he mentioned various verses, but Rupa Goswami he mentioned in Padjavali all this, and while composing the Chaitanya Charitamrita, these things were sequenced. And if you see the cleansing the heart, dirt of the heart, means it will always trigger to the Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. That first verse, Shayava Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam Vidya Vadu Jivanam Anandambudhi Vardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So, what is this verse saying? First verse, if you see, Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. So, the process of Sankirtan ever be victorious. This is always, it gives a victory. Why? The Sankirtan, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying the first verse, when you do the Harinam Sankirtan, chanting the holy name, it gives 7 benefits. That is what it is mentioned in the first verse. So, what are the various benefits we get from chanting the holy name, doing the Harinam Sankirtan? First one is Cheto Darpana Marjanam. First we'll list down all the benefits, then we'll go based on the time availability, we'll discuss as many as possible. This Cheto Darpana Marjanam. And the next one benefit is Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam. These are all the benefits of chanting the holy name, Sankirtan. And the third one is Sheha Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. And the fourth one, Vidyavadu Jivanam. And the fifth one, Anandambudhi Vardhanam. Sixth one, Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadanam. Seventh one, Sarvatma Snapanam. So these are the 7 benefits of the chanting of the glorifying the Sankirtan Yajna. When we do the chanting the Sankirtan Yajna, these are the 7 benefits. Now first one, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. Same thing it was mentioned in today's verse, cleansing the dirt accumulated in our heart. So here we have to the Cheto Darpana Marjanam. The Cheta means consciousness of the heart. So here Mahaprabhu is comparing this as a mirror. Like the mirror, what we do, so when we mirror it, then on the dust is accumulated on the mirror, we cannot see our reflection. So there is one nice story I was hearing from our Guru Maharaj. He went once in a temple, and as soon as you enter the temple hall, left side deities are there, and straight in front of the entrance there is a mirror was there, and everybody was coming, and first before taking the darshan of the God, they are taking themselves, they are looking how they are looking in the mirror, and they are going. It was keep happening, and the Maharaj noticed this and asked temple authority why this mirror was there in the temple. Then he suggested that temple is running into the problems due to various government rules and restrictions, and they consulted some Vastu consultant, and he advised them to keep a mirror so that those all the inauspicious things will be sent back from the entrance only. So then but the ultimate what is happening at the end? So everybody is coming and looking in the mirror, checking how they are looking, and then going to the Lord, taking darshan. So the purpose is Lord does not look your external beauty. Lord looks only your consciousness, the beauty of the inner, the soul. That is what the Lord actually looks. But He doesn't bother your external beauty. But what is this internal beauty? What happened to the soul? Let's what? It's like how we discussing the mirror. In the mirror, you kept your mirror in the house and you are not cleaning. Then what will happen? Dust will accumulate. And if you keep ignoring, you don't clean it, the dust will pile up. Finally, what will happen? Thick layer will be formed and you will not be able to see your reflection in the mirror. Right? Same thing. Our soul is also entangled in the repeated birth and death, and finally it lost its identity. And soul is not able to recognize it as a soul, and instead it is recognized in the form of body. Same thing. So now you keep on accumulating the dust on the mirror, and at one stage you wanted to wipe out. And what will happen? You have to take a cloth and you have to wipe it out. Sometimes it's not possible to wipe it out with a cloth as well. You may need to use some chemicals, some liquids to clean it properly. So when you start cleaning, gradually the dust will be removed and you will be able to see your reflection gradually. Same thing, our consciousness, like our heart is filled with so much dirt. Like how we can understand this? Because we have been taking so many repeated births and deaths in this material world, we can see another material analogy to compare see our position in this conditioned world. What kind of, see, when you go to any theme parks or any exhibition, you will see some mirror house, like glass house, where when you stand in front of a glass, in front of some mirror, reflection will be very tall. In some cases, when you go to other mirror, and your body size will be short, and when you see in other mirror, you will be like very fat. Like various images you will see, right? Same thing, our conditioned soul was going in different 8.4 million species available. So it was there as a fish, or it was there as a cat, you are there as a dog, and transformed into various transmigration happened, and various bodies you accumulated. And each time you accumulate your body, you are identifying as that particular animal, not as a soul. So same thing is happening with our consciousness. We forgot our identity. Now, this is what our condition. We lost complete our identity. We are identifying ourselves in the form of body. If you are in the body of lion, you are identifying yourself as a lion. If you are in the human body, you are identifying yourself as a human. You are not thinking you are a soul. You are never thinking that you are a soul. So that is, now the thing is, you have to wipe out the mirror, how we are talking about wiping out the dust from the mirror. Same thing, we use some liquids, some water, and with a cloth will wipe out. Then what is the process to remove this dirt accumulated in our heart due to taking repeated birth and death? So we have also liquid, we have also chemical. What is that? It is Namamrita, the chanting the holy name. Like how we take the water and wipe out with a cloth, you wipe out all the dust accumulated in the mirror. Same way, when you chant the holy name, when you do the Sankirtan, when you hear the glories of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord, it will remove all your dust. That one thing, the power of the holy name power is it is so potent. At one instance, it will wipe out all your sins. But then we may think that, okay, I have been chanting from so many years, so all my sins must have been wiped out, right? That kind of question may come. But the see again, it depends on how seriously you are chanting, how offenselessly you are chanting. That determines how. So that's why it's a gradual process. When you try to clean the mirror to wipe out the dust, what happens? It gradually, first you will clean it multiple times. When you do multiple times, finally your reflection, your image will appear in the mirror. Same way, since we are conditioned state, definitely we make so many offenses while doing chanting, and our chanting is not perfect. So, but we keep on doing, as we doing, continuously doing, and we will be purified. We reach at one point of time, we will reach a state where all our dust will be removed, all our conditioned state will be removed, and we think that okay, we are not the body, we are the soul, and we continuously doing then our. So the main this from this Cheto Darpana Marjanam, the important takeaway is chanting the holy name will wipe out all your sins, and you will be in a transpure state, so that you can do service to the Lord and you can go back to Godhead. And the next one is Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam, the next one. Bhava means this material existence. And another meaning of the Bhava means to become. Like in the material existence, what you to become? A deceased person. What is our condition? To become a dead, or to become taking birth again, right? So everything, whatever we do in this material world, it will have it's not a good thing. Like to become dead person is also, it's a death is a painful thing. Similarly, taking a birth is also painful. We see in the Bhagavatam on prayers of unborn, he was saying that I will not ever take birth again. Once I came to take birth, I will do the service and I will go back to Godhead again. I don't want to take birth again. That's why the unborn prayers were mentioning. But once you come back again, you will be conditioned and you will do all this. So birth is painful, death is painful, in between everything is painful. That is the bhava, the material existence. And the same thing, this material what is again, it is compared as Mahadavagni, the blazing fire. We all know from last 2 years back when we were in Australia, there's so much bushfire everywhere in around Sydney and NSW. So many animals died in the fire, and so many people left their home and moved into different places to save themselves, protect from the bushfire, right? So when the bushfire happened, this is what this material world is same, the blazing fire. How we can understand, we can see the example still, the bushfire example. So when the bushfire happens, but simply by bringing buckets of water, it will not solve. It will need torrential rains or heavy rains, then only it can suppress the blazing fire. And if I remember, like sometime back, 2 years back, when we went to Cessnock, the Gokul farm, nearby area there was a bushfire. And to suppress the fire, what they are doing, the fire trucks, everything, they can't bring them in close to that area. So they are in the helicopters, they are pouring the water, right? That is what some the blazing on the rain or cold breeze is required to suppress this fire. Similarly, this material world, what we are living, it is also blazing fire. So how this fire can be eradicated, extinguished? This fire can be extinguished with the help of holy name. So the way it is, the rain will suppress the blazing fire. The holy name, when we chant the holy name, when we hear the glories of the holy name, it will extinguish the blazing fire of this material world. So this is Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapana. First, so 2 things I think we'll do a few more and then we'll finish it. So next one is Shreyaha Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. So Kairava means lotus flower, white lotus flower. Chandrika means the moon. So Vitaranam means it will be distributing. So Shreyaha Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. How we can understand this? The lotus flower and Chandrika means moon, right? So moon, we have 2 stages. One is waxing moon and waning moon. The waxing moon means no moon to full moon period. So on the full moon day, the flower will blossom with the moonlight. So the moonlight is very beauty, auspicious, and it will nourish the plants and flowers, everything. Same way, and the Chandrika, and it will distribute to the whatever is all the plants and everything will be nourished with this moonlight. Same thing here, this moonlight is a sankirtan, and the flower, the kairava means is a soul. So when the Harinama Sankirtan is chanted, our soul will be nourished. Now, here, this is a Shayava Kairava Chandrika Vitaranam. Vitaranam means without any discrimination, it will be distributed. The benediction of the holy name will be distributed to everyone without any discrimination. So, one example we can see, few days back on Sunday, we had Madhav Prabhu Kirtan in the temple. It's almost 2 hours Kirtan. What we can see, some devotees were dancing, some devotees were deeply in meditation, some people they didn't get the place to sit, but they were standing and listening, right? So everybody is able to involve in they are enjoying, relishing the Sankirtan, the holy name. So that is what we can understand. So there is no discrimination, only people who are sitting they enjoy, or people who are dancing enjoying. No, everybody, the hall is full, everybody is enjoying the holy name Kirtan of the Madhav Prabhu. That is the potency of Sankirtan. It will not discriminate that you are a particular, say only this person will get the benefit, or only one particular person, particular religion will get benefit. No, only particular gender will benefit. No, it's no discrimination. Everyone will get this benefit from the holy name, chanting the holy name. One more story we can understand more. To understand this clearly, we can take, in the material world, things are relative. Food for one person may be poison for others. That is the situation of the material world. So there is a nice story, Akbar Birbal story. Akbar was a great king, and he was having a minister called Birbal. Birbal is a very intelligent person. So Akbar always rely on Birbal for any help, suggestions. To administer the kingdom, he need advisors, right? So he always depend on Birbal. And one day, when he woke up, and Akbar, and he came to his balcony, something happened, he fell down and he got an injury on his chin. And then everybody, since he's a king, all the medical staff came and they did first aid, and all things were resolved. Then his ministers, other than Birbal, came to check with the king. Okay, something inauspicious happened to you in the morning. What did you see when you wake up in the morning? Then he started thinking. Then he realized there was a washerman going from the palace. He was taking the clothes of king and he was walking. Then Akbar told, "Oh, I saw this washerman face in the morning." Then one of the ministers told, "Okay, that is the inauspicious. You saw the face of washerman. That is inauspicious. That has triggered this incident." Then Akbar got very angry. Then immediately he called that washerman and he gave the death sentence. Then the washerman was bewildering, and somehow he got the chance to meet Birbal. Then he went to Birbal and told. Then Birbal was shocked. How come the king making this decision? Then if he go directly tell Akbar, he will not listen. He will be angry because he was injured. So then he went there and asked, "So what happened? Why did you give this death sentence punishment to the washerman?" Then Akbar told, "See, as soon as I woke up, I went out and I saw the washerman face. And after that, I got this injury. So seeing that washerman face we thought, okay, that's the inauspicious thing happened by seeing the washerman face. That's the reason I gave the death sentence." Then Birbal told, "See, you went outside in the morning, you saw washerman face, and you got this injury. Same, it is a morning for washerman as well. He saw your face and he got death sentence. Now, whose face is inauspicious?" So the reality is, in the material world, everything is relative. This auspiciousness for one person is inauspicious for other. So, but the Harinam, the potency of the benediction of the Harinam is equal to everyone. Whoever is chanting, they will get the benefit of the holy name. So I think it's 10 to 9. There are other things, but we will not be able to cover, but in some other occasion, we'll try to. So the total 7 benefits, the first verse is saying in the Shikshastakam. So far we covered 3. Remaining, in some other occasion, we'll try to go through this. So out of 7, we covered 3. So that's all for today. Any comments? Any? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, गौर भक्त वृंद की जय.